Imagine turning 60, opening your super app and seeing $500,000. You expect the lock to disappear. It does not. That is Sam's position. While the same job continues, one option may pay $20,000 to $50,000 over a full year, but the full balance is not automatically available. Then one genuine employment event could change the status of the balance, even while Sam keeps working. Same money. 3 outcomes. Here are the exact numbers and the event that changes them. This is general educational information, not financial, tax or retirement advice. The balance and payment figures are illustrative. Access depends on the law, the fund, the benefit, and the evidence. Nothing here recommends stopping work, withdrawing super, or starting a pension. For Australians born after the 30th of June 1964, preservation age is 60. That birthday supplies the first key. But unrestricted access usually needs a second key, a condition of release. That is the legal event that determines how preserved super can be paid. So we need to separate 3 situations. Sam continues the same employment, one genuine employment arrangement ends after 60, or Sam reaches 65. The $500,000 balance does not change between the first 2 doors. Its legal access status can. First door. Sam turns 60 and continues the same employment arrangement. Sam can simply leave the money in accumulation. In that case, no payment is made, and the balance remains invested under the normal accumulation rules. If the fund offers one, Sam may instead be able to move eligible super into a transition to retirement income stream, usually called a TTR. Now, the $500,000 example gives us a useful range. For someone under 65, current Money Smart guidance generally sets a minimum annual payment of 4% and a maximum of 10% of the TTR balance. On a $500,000 opening balance over a full financial year, 4% is $20,000. 10% is $50,000. The fund performs the actual calculation, including adjustments for an account started partway through a year. But the central point is simple. This door provides controlled income stream access, not an unrestricted right to withdraw the entire $500,000 whenever Sam wants. And the top of that range is a legal limit, not a suggested spending amount. Whether any withdrawal is sustainable is a separate retirement income question that this example does not attempt to answer. New employer or voluntary contributions also cannot be added directly to the existing pension account. They generally go into accumulation, which is why someone continuing to contribute can end up with 2 balances on the fund's app. Second door. Sam has 2 genuine employment arrangements. After turning 60, one of them genuinely ends while the other continues. This is where the result changes. The current super regulations define retirement after 60 by reference to an arrangement under which the member was gainfully employed coming to an end. APRA's payment guidance then addresses the 2-job situation directly. Subject to the fund being satisfied, preserved benefits accumulated up to that genuine employment ending event may become unrestricted, even though Sam continues working elsewhere. In our simplified example, the $500,000 was built before that event. It may therefore move to the unrestricted side of the line once the fund confirms the condition of release. Unrestricted describes the legal cashing status. It does not mean the money automatically leaves super, and it says nothing about whether withdrawing it would improve Sam's position. But now imagine another $10,000 contribution arrives later from the continuing job. That later contribution and related investment earnings do not automatically inherit the earlier status. They can remain preserved until another condition of release occurs. This is not a loophole or a suggestion to create an artificial job-ending event. The employment arrangement must genuinely end, the facts matter, and the fund may require evidence. The operational question is, which benefits does the fund now classify as unrestricted, and which later amounts remain preserved? At 65, the map becomes much simpler. Super generally becomes unrestricted whether Sam is working or not. An existing TTR normally moves into retirement phase, and remaining preserved benefits become unrestricted. That does not force Sam to withdraw the $500,000. Depending on the fund and the type of benefit, the available forms can include leaving money invested in accumulation, starting or continuing an account-based pension, taking permitted lump sums, or combining them. Those are available forms, not recommendations. Access answers whether money can legally be released. Retirement planning answers whether releasing it is sensible. They are different questions. Fund paperwork and product rules still matter, but the employment test is no longer the gatekeeper. That is the clean distinction between reaching 60 and reaching 65. There is one final distinction behind the numbers. If Sam receives the illustrative $20,000 to $50,000 TTR payment after 60 from a taxed fund, that payment is generally tax-free to Sam. But the investment earnings supporting a TTR that is not yet in retirement phase are generally taxed at up to 15% inside the fund. Earnings supporting an ordinary retirement phase pension are generally exempt. So a tax-free payment does not automatically mean the entire account is operating in a tax-free environment. Untaxed elements and some defined benefit interests can also produce different outcomes, which is why the word generally matters. Before treating any door as open, Sam needs 4 factual answers from the fund. Does the fund offer a TTR or account-based pension? What evidence does it require that an employment arrangement genuinely ended? Which current benefits are unrestricted, and which later amounts remain preserved? And does the balance contain untaxed or defined benefit components? There is also a practical insurance check. Moving or closing a super account can affect cover held inside it, so the product and insurance consequences should be confirmed before any action. So how much of Sam's $500,000 can actually be accessed at 60? If the same employment continues and the money stays in accumulation, no payment is made. If Sam uses an eligible $500,000 TTR balance for a full year, the illustrative payment range is $20,000 to $50,000 under the current limits. If one genuine employment arrangement ends after 60, benefits accumulated to that point may become unrestricted after fund confirmation, while later amounts can remain preserved. At 65, access generally becomes unrestricted regardless of work. The birthday changes the menu. The employment event and the account determine the answer. The free decision map below puts all 3 paths and the questions to confirm with the fund on one page. If you want more Australian money rules explained through real numbers and clear decisions, subscribe to the Next Dollar Australia.